Bro, I've been sunbathing every
Do
fucking
it, bro.
day.
Do it.
Every day. I feel so pale for being Puerto Rican.
Mm.
And then being in the South.
Mm.
It's a little weird.
You got more.
What?
You got more Spanish in you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. More European. Southern
Yeah.
European.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
we
got
found out.
You just got them traits. That's all.
It's crazy, though, because, like, my dad and my uncle are so fucking dark.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to know. I want to get my pap to do it because I don't like. He's Russian.
Okay.
He's the darkest Russian you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah. Watch him not be, like, fully Russian.
Well, there's a rumor. It was like a joke. I think I've told it before, but I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. But anyway, so he has a lot of brothers and sisters. He's one of 13, I believe, 13, 12, 13, something.
Are they, do they all have the same mom?
Yeah. Same mom,
Word.
same dad.
They just
But
fucked a
his
lot.
oldest brother was in the military and he was stationed in Hawaii.
Okay.
So
I feel like I think I knew where this is going.
Yeah, there's thoughts that he had a baby.
And he is his brother's son.
Thoughts of it, yeah. Because it would have been a Polynesian girl. Right? That's
Okay.
Polynesian, right? That's who lives in Hawaii, isn't that?
Where?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
So and they're darker.
Right.
So that's like the joke. Because no one else in his family's dark. Bro.
Polynesian would be kind of cool. You could get a Polynesian tattoo.
Hell yeah. Just because. I should honestly just I should just do it myself, and if it comes up, then it's like, well, I bet that's where it came from.
Look, I got a coupon for you, bro. Let me know.
You?
Yeah.
How much?
I think it's like 30% off or some shit.
Fuck yeah. I might do it.
Yeah. I swear. It's nice to know, like, your background.
I've always wanted to do it. I'm just too fucking cheap. Maybe when that stimmy comes through, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know?
Yeah, save that shit.
Get that stimmy. No, I was already spent, bro.
I'm
about that life, bro. That's what I do.
I mean, mine is too, but mine, like, it's just credit shit.
Well, I did all my good things. I did my good deeds with my credit already with my income tax. So
look, we're looking at our fucking credit limits like, yo, that's looking kind of nice if we pay this shit off.
Yeah.
You could definitely I could definitely start a business on credit.
You don't want to do that though.
No, not
Interest
at all.
Is way too high.
Right. Yeah.
It's way too
I did. All right, so
can we start this?
What?
Can we
intro?
Can we just say yeah.
Welcome to the Bad Posture Podcast. My name is Anthony. I've been drinking a Four Loko, and this is my co-host Matt. You know, we've been
co-host Matt. Yeah. We're just talking shit. Enjoy. No guest today. But yeah, man.
Next week.
Next week there will be a guest.
Let's talk about our guest next week.
Well, he's
when did you meet him?
When I was probably, I want to say like 13. I don't know though, because it's really hard for me to. My fucking timeline's all fucked up, right? Because I don't know if I don't know when I met him in between there. Like I don't know if I was already in because if I was already in placement, then I would have been 15. If it was before placement, it would have been before 15.
He might have a better idea.
We'll
talk to him. Yeah. I know
but
exactly
he's a very
where
round.
I met him.
He's a very round guy. We're gonna have to might have to modify the layout a little bit so he can fit.
Kind of shaped like a wisdom tooth.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, you guys will meet him. He's a very interesting.
He's infamous on this show. Like we've definitely talked about him.
We've talked about him in a couple episodes, and
yeah,
he actually knows some of our past guests. But yeah, he has an interesting life. He's lived an interesting life, and I look forward to talking to him about it. Yeah, man. So anyway, what's the fuck's up with you, dude?
You know, like I said before we got on air, I've been doing these courses and it's really simple. I suggest anybody who has a little bit of spare time go get certified in user. There's so many jobs are out there. Like,
hell yeah, and that's Google. So you guys know, Google's opened up their certification programs, correct?
Yeah, it's through Coursera. So there's a bunch of different certifications you can get through them.
Word.
So I'm probably gonna run through all of them because I have all the time in the world to do music and then do that shit. Like,
and also, a lot of people have a lot of time right now because some people still aren't working. You know what I mean? So if you're one of those people that aren't working right now and you feel like you're not being productive and you want to,
right? And a lot of the jobs are remote.
Yeah.
So I mean, doing things from the comfort of your own home it's the future. I really do.
Though.
I understand. It's hard to keep on a schedule.
It's hard to stay motivated focused. And not to lose focus. I lose focus very easily, especially in this room.
I think working with a team helps.
Yeah, it's like accountability. They keep you accountable for shit.
Exactly. Honestly,
me and you do that. Through life. There's times where I'm fucking off. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking off, and you're like, "Hey, man, did you do that yet?" I was like, "Oh, fuck, yeah, I'll do it right now."
Yep.
I'm really bad. This is like the worst room for productivity.
Well, you also play games there. You watch TV there. You sleep there.
Here. Everything is here.
Yeah, it's
everything. It's my jail cell.
Right. If you get a place, so like our goal is to get a place. Right. To wake up, go to that place, do your shit. That's gonna be really big for our business.
100%.
Just staying on just a morning routine. Yeah, I mean, getting out of your house.
Yeah, routines are key. Like I fell off the wagon with my workout routine because everything closed down for a little bit, and I took that couple weeks off, like 3 weeks, where we closed down for 3 weeks. Then we opened back up. I was excited. I was like, "Oh, let's go!" And then I went 1 or 2 days, and then I just fucking fell back off the wagon. I need to get back on it though.
So that's why accountability partners really do help.
Fuck yeah.
If you had somebody there, like I would, if I was there, we'd be going, we'd be getting healthy together because I would hold you accountable and you would.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It would work out, and I still do, because I've been doing yoga.
Yeah, how is it? How is your yoga?
Every night at 10 o'clock, which we're probably not going to make it tonight, but
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because when we get off here, I need to play some COD.
Hell yeah.
I need to take out some frustration.
Did you and Allie sync cycles yet?
Look, man, there's some yoga poses that really get my heart beating. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then she wants me to come back and go. And I can't do that shit. I'm like, no, I'm just going to put my hands to the side and just kind of breathe like how you're breathing.
You got to try, though. You got to try it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's the effort. The effort's the key, honestly. Like not
so. My doctor told me I have to do 15 minutes of getting my heart pumping a day.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that has a lot. Already, but yeah, I mean, it has a lot to do with my heartburn.
Yeah, and your heart rate's extremely, like your resting heart rate's extremely fucking high.
No.
And it's because you don't use it enough. So it's fucking. You know what I mean? It would help. I bet it helps that. I'm telling you.
Look, I have a good heart. My heart is 4 times the size of anybody's heart.
Yeah.
I have a big heart, bro. I got a lot of love to give.
All right, man. Whatever you wanted to tell yourself, man. But actually, maybe your heart's really small. Maybe you're lying, so it has to do more pumps because it's too small, to pump the same amount as a normal size heart.
Yeah.
So actually, it's probably the opposite. You probably have a fucking black hole. You have a black hole for a heart.
No. Oh my God.
Yep. That's what it is. We figured it out here, folks.
Look, I got a lot of well, I don't. Allie has a lot of friends out there that believe we need to have kids as soon as possible because the world needs our love.
I mean, I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's a good reason to have kids.
Okay. I'm just saying what other fucking people tell me, man. Just shut the fuck up.
I thought you'd have kids too, but it's for personal, selfish reasons.
Yeah, you want my kid to hang out with your kid.
Yeah,
look, my sister has a kid your kid's age.
I know.
They can go hang out.
Right, but when I move, they can't.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
can we talk about how I'm the coolest uncle ever?
Mm.
Go ahead. Name a cooler uncle.
Me.
Uncle Fester.
Me. I'm the coolest.
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom's a piece of shit.
Look, no, shut the fuck up. Uncle Tom, my grandfather.
I actually do have a really cool Uncle Tom too. To be honest,
Uncle Tom's the coolest, right?
Yeah, he's like my great uncle. He's not he's no longer with us, R.I.P. But no, he was awesome, man. He like gave me my first cigar.
Oh shit!
I was like 12.
My mom's boss gave me my first cigar.
I was 12, and my mom was sitting right there.
Yeah,
and
she said 13.
Don't give that to him, and he said, "Here you go." I miss Uncle Tom. He was the greatest. He was awesome though. But he used to
Did you smoke at all?
I smoked cigarettes. No one knew though. I did.
Did you smoke the entire cigar?
No, I just hit it. He just let me hit
it.
When
my first cigar, I sat on my back porch on a single white chair and smoked the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not my experience.
Fucking hours just sitting there with it.
Yeah.
Because it was like a privilege. It was such a privilege. My mom's boss gave it to me for
Do you remember when
no fucking reason. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to fucking tell a story here.
I got you, man. But you fucking made me think about something, bro. That's how my brain works. Go ahead, finish your story.
No. I'm good now.
I mean, I thought it was the end.
I forget now.
Because it was the end. There was nothing else to remember.
There you go. It was the end.
But no, you remember when we used to smoke like fucking Phillies with when we couldn't like afford cigarettes, we'd smoke Phillies with John?
I used to straight up fucking empty cigarette butts and put them in a foiler and smoke them with John.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only reason why I'm married, because of that guy.
We should get John on.
He has so many fucking kids.
I know. We should get him on. He lives down the street from me, bro.
With who?
His girlfriend that he has another kid with.
Does he? Do you ever fucking talk to him?
I haven't seen him in like a couple years, but I ran into him. He was working at the gas station. Oh my god. He was working at the gas station. I pulled up to get a pack of cigarettes. I was like, oh shit, what's up, dude?
He's legit why I'm like married now.
Hell yeah. That's dope. We should get him on. We should have him and Allie on.
No. No.
Why not?
I don't know. I almost had Allie on tonight. I was gonna have her pull up a chair.
We should. Because
I have two headphone things here.
We should have Allie on.
We have Cher on?
Yeah.
Do you have two headphone?
I have two headphones?
Headphone outputs?
Two microphones?
Oh yeah, we're getting a new mic soon. Sorry, fan base. All 12
He's
of
a
you.
Piece of shit.
I love you.
He doesn't care about you guys. I do though.
Don't fucking say that. I do fucking care about you guys. Stop.
I invest in you guys.
It's just most of you are fucking Fallout fans. And I gave up on that game.
He's a quitter.
Wasn't there Bethesda news, by the way?
There was Microsoft news. Is that what you're talking about? They were talking about making Bethesda games moving forward exclusive to Xbox and PC.
Yeah. Yep.
Makes
sense.
There's Fallout.
I mean, honestly.
Well, I mean, they got like new updates coming out and shit all the time, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're not good updates
like I
most
said,
of the time.
I've given up on you guys.
I did too, though. Not on you
Renee
guys.
was cool to have. That was a cool episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
I look forward to having her on again. Yeah. And people like her.
For sure.
I like that.
Yeah, Renee's dope. She's pretty down to earth. she's we'll dig deeper though. She was surprised we didn't dig deep enough, so now that raised the bar. That raised the bar, so next time she's on, she actually her daughter wants to sit in on it too, because she'll push harder, you know what I mean?
Okay.
For questions. So yeah,
I like it.
We'll make it happen.
That's fun.
But we'll have to get her to give her consent.
Yeah.
Camera, because well, I mean, obviously, if she sits her next to her, that's obvious. But
right,
we're still gonna get her to say it on camera.
Yeah.
we don't need to get canceled out here, guys, for having a 17-year-old on our podcast. You know what I mean? We don't want to get fucking canceled. Everyone else is canceled, so we can't get canceled. We didn't even start doing anything yet. You know what I mean? We're this is the beginning stages. We can't get canceled before we get serious. Now, 4 or 5 years down the road, cancel us.
Cancel us. Cancel one of us.
Yeah. Right.
At least. So the other one blows up. Can reap the benefits.
Right. Like if
it's
they
when somebody dies.
Yeah, like if they cancel me, I'm consenting that you can talk all the shit you want about me. If they cancel
me, they're canceling David Dobrik, and I guarantee you plays are going up.
100%. That's what happens with any controversy, because there's like Eminem.
Yep.
Eminem, same thing. He boomed. Yeah. Like, I don't even know how many fucking views he got on that fucking plays he got on that song. Probably tons of fucking plays. That's what happens, man.
Right. I stopped being an Eminem fan for a while there. This song really got me.
It was trash, by the way. Did you listen to it?
No, I don't fucking listen to that
hot
shit.
Garbage. I listened to Shade 45, so they played it.
Look, I despise that at this point, I really do despise Eminem.
Really?
For I used to be such a big fan. Like I had everything.
I was a huge fan when
Infinite
I was
before anybody out of Detroit knew what Infinite was. Yeah. Like I was such a hardcore Eminem fan, but it molded me as a child in such a way that looking back at it now.
I agree. I definitely was influenced by him. When I was younger.
I did so many drugs.
Yeah.
So many drugs just because I thought it was the cool thing to do.
For sure.
You know, I mean, it took me a while to realize that I needed to do drugs for me.
Right. Do drugs that you want to do.
Yeah.
Just like, he
does Valium. Drugs. Fuck Valium.
I think that's a big problem with all right, so you remember when we were probably like late teens, early 20s, Xanax was the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a Xanax problem.
Yeah. So Xanax was the shit back then. This was 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago.
Bro, I'd be dead.
Yeah. I'm just saying more than 10 years ago. This was popping. And then it died off. And then the new whenever SoundCloud rap popped off. When that became a thing, Xanax started to come back into the picture because they were rapping about it. It has a direct correlation.
That shit with fentanyl.
Well, people started making fake
really
ones.
bad.
Yeah, people started making fakes.
Yeah,
right. But I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is like that molds culture. Like what people say, whether like it's just for entertainment. Yep. No matter what, there's people out there that are going to listen to you and be like, well, I want to be like you. That goes back into what we were talking about before we started the podcast. We were talking about gangs and shit. Same thing. Yeah. This is what I see all the dudes that I look up to doing. So this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And it's you can cancel everyone. Everyone can be canceled. Everyone has said something that has influenced somebody else in a possibly negative way.
Is it crazy that I remember the night that I blacked out?
On Xanax?
On Xanax. I remember taking the Xanax up until the point where I blacked out and woke up.
Which night are you speaking of?
There was a night I took fucking 17 Xanax.
Okay, I don't know that night.
And I woke up in a park on a fence.
Oh, no, I do remember because you were coming from my house.
I was drinking that night and
that's when we fought.
That's
when we fought. That's what your mom told us at least.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Ask your mom. She told us that we fought.
Because
you came to my house and you had a little shiner, and I was like, "What the fuck happened to you?" And you're like, I don't know. Let me ask your mom because we were drinking there.
And, I don't think that was the same night. I think that was a different.
It wasn't on. Oh, you are right. No, I do remember.
Yeah,
no,
I was like fucking. I was like in Southside, and
you were
coming to your house.
That's when you were kicking with Ashley when Ashley was down by me, right?
But I wasn't even hanging out with Ashley that night. Ashley kicked me out of her house after I
cut out.
Ashley kicked me out after I came to Ashley's house fucked up.
She told you to leave.
Yeah, I don't know if she told me to leave. I know I drank a lot at her house.
You left. Whether she told you to or you just left.
Right.
Regardless, you left her house.
I had, before her house, I had come from Mount Oliver.
Okay.
So I was like almost all the way in Southside by that, like.
I do remember you coming to my house. And then you were like, I'm going to walk home.
So the bad thing about Xanax is, for all the people out there, you take one Xanax and a little bit later you forgot you took that shit. You keep doing it. I just kept fucking doing it. I mean, I had a fucking pocket full of Xanax.
Pocket full of Zaza?
Right.
Pocket full of Zanzan.
I had a whole fucking pocket full of Xanax. Like, I didn't even take all the Xanax I had that night.
I never fucked with them too heavy. I've definitely dabbled in the Xanax world. But all of the times I've taken Xanax, I straight blacked out, and I've been told things that I've done. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's because of the alcohol. I mean, I didn't black out until I drank at Ashley.
Yeah, it's not a good mix. Yeah, I always drank them, but I was at that age where I was just drinking all the time. Like any excuse to party was
doing fucking drugs.
Right. So yeah, I just like I remember the one time I was probably 16 or 17. I remember I took Klonopins, not Xanax, but same thing.
Klonopins were awesome.
Yeah,
I loved. They taste like fucking Skittles or some candy.
Yeah,
you put it under your tongue and that just dissolved.
I took a handful of them, and I remember waking up at my house. That's it. And then I talked to the girl I was dating, and she said I called her to pick her up from the party, and I like fucking spit on her window because I thought it was open. I was trying to spit out the window, and I just like spit like a fucking loogie on her fucking window. And she's like, "You're apologizing, like wiping it off on your sleeve and shit with your sleeve." And shit.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just like fucking wrecked, dude. But yeah, then I woke up at my house. I just remember waking up. Like I remember being at the party, drinking a little bit, fucking taking the Xanax, and then I don't remember much else, man.
See, I feel like you've had fun experiences. I've had sad.
Yeah, that's like a comical one. Yeah.
Like, I forget what I did in the fucking woods one time in the middle of. We were in the middle of the fucking woods, and I was smoking some shit out of foil, snorting shit. Fucking, we were in a goddamn camping tent in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the fucking city. Like,
hell yeah.
Like we're in fucking Brentwood in the middle of the woods in a tent. Just like
weird.
Doing what the fuck were we eating? Opanas.
Yeah. I remember Opanas. I forgot about them.
That was probably one of the last.
Opanas came out. They were Opanas were the direct response to Oxycontin.
Yeah.
Because everyone was Opanas were harder to snort. People used to call them rubber bullets.
Yeah.
Because they were very difficult to snort, but there was a way.
What was the one you had to lick the coating off of and then snort
Opanas.
it?
Yeah, Opanas.
Was it?
Yeah, that's why they're called rubber bullets, because you couldn't just crush them. And then shooting them was really hard too. Not that I ever shot them, but I've been to jail. And I've talked to a lot of people that had drug issues, and they said it was a pain in the ass. It was like a way you had to like cook it a certain way, you know what I mean? And you could like skim because they put like a rubber in, not rubber, but like a almost a plastic coating, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so you'd have to like cook it and like skim it and cook it and skim it, like just to fucking shoot it. It's like fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's way too much. Just do heroin.
Yeah, I mean, the farthest I ever did was fucking random shit.
Snoring shit.
But
yeah,
like,
I never got into.
To be honest,
shit.
when I was in like 4th grade, I was snorting pixie sticks.
Oh, dude, I snorted pixie sticks when I was a kid too. Fun dipping
but
pixie
like
sticks.
Too young to be fucking thinking of that shit.
I was pretty young as well. I would say probably like 5th, 6th grade, maybe. I was snorting pixie sticks.
Like, where'd you learn that shit?
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it was the dumbest thing. I snorted Tylenol before.
Yeah. So all right. Way back before I ever did any crazy drugs, I started on hydroxycut.
Hydroxycut. That was a thing back then. Yeah.
And I didn't know that. Nobody fucking knew that.
Right.
Nobody my age. I just knew I took one pill one day, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then the next day, I took fucking 5.
It was a diet pill, but it was a stimulant. It's actually off the market now. I don't think it's a thing. I don't think you can even buy it anymore. But actually, that's funny you say that because I actually knew a kid. What was his name? He went to Baldwin. It was in middle school, and I think I was trying to buy some weed or something. He's like, "I ain't got no weed. I got some hydroxycut though. You want some of that?" And I was like, "What? Hydroxycut?"
Look at my mom's fucking cabinet for that shit.
I was like, "I'll take a couple, man. I guess." Yeah, like I think his mom had it or something. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, "Here, I got this hydroxycut."
Here's the thing. I got to ask my parents about that shit because there was no way my mom was taking a hydroxycut. My mom couldn't keep a fucking pound on her.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was my dad eating fucking hydroxycut. Oh, shit. And like that dude was buff as fuck at that age. Like,
hell yeah.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was getting fat and he was like, "Oh, I don't know." I was eating that shit.
Hydroxycut. That shit's funny, man. I forgot about that shit.
And that was before, like.
I feel like there was another diet pill like that too that was similar. I forget what it was.
I wouldn't know. I was a hydroxycut kid.
Yeah. That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
Hydroxycut. I mean, what was that? Triple C's. We used to do that shit.
Yeah, Corsetin.
Dude.
Wasn't that Triple C was Corsetin, right?
I don't know. It was that motion sickness shit.
No, Corsetin was different.
Was it?
Corsetin was it was a cold and flu medicine, and people would take whole packs.
Well, we would take whole
when I was like 13, 14.
I would do that shit, and then motion sickness pills.
It was basically Robitussin. It was basically Robitrippin, but pill form.
Right. No.
I'm talking about Corsetin.
No, triple C different. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I never fuck with triple C. I never fuck with Corsetin either. Though. I was in outpatient rehab because I got out of placement, and instead of going to the CAD, they were like, "Well, you smoke weed, right?" I was like, "Yep." They're like, "Oh, well, yep." They're like, "You can do this," and it was easier because it was only 2 days a week instead of going 5 days a week to that other shit. It was like after school, you know what I mean? But like the CAD was after school, and that was 5 days a week every day after school, and I was like, "I'm not trying to do that." And she's like, "Well, you do drugs, right?" I was like, "Yep." And they gave me an outpatient rehab 2 days a week, and I had to go to like fucking meetings and shit. But whatever.
Yeah.
I met cool people. But yeah,
How cool are they right now? They're not as cool as us.
No. I think some of them
we're fucking cool as shit.
I think some are. I don't want to put their names out there, but yeah, you know them.
Okay.
I'm sure you know them. They were older than us. They were like Skylar's age. But I was
okay.
But I was in what's it called, rehab with them, and they were all about Corsetin. They used to fuck with Corsetin. But I was a little hustler back then, man. I've always been a fucking hustler, dude. I used to sell my piss back then, like. Yeah. They'd be all fucked up. Yeah. Actually,
I mean, there was a point in time, like who was this selling bubblegum and shit? We was hustling bubblegum in classes.
Yeah. I used to sell No, so this is so funny. When I was in like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah, you hear that, puppy?
No, I didn't hear it. But I was in like 4th or 5th grade, right? And Skylar was in the band, and they used to do like fundraiser stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where like they sell candy. And Skylar kept the candy under his bed, and I would go under his bed and steal the candy. I would take orders the day before at school and fucking jack his candy and fucking sell that shit.
Bruh. I told you about our concession stand shit, right?
Yeah.
That honestly was one of the highlights as a child.
Really?
Was masterminding the concession stand heist.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
That's because that's what the fuck it was.
That's so
it was
funny,
a coordinated heist.
That's
and
so
honestly,
funny.
I don't fuck with any of the people I did that shit with right now, but I guarantee you if I hit them up and be like, hey, what'd you think about that shit? They'd be like, yo, that was the highlight of life.
Yeah, that was the shit. That's so funny.
Bro, it was so organized. We had walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I wish you would have did it somewhere
street.
else.
Huh?
I wish you would have did it somewhere else.
Why?
You could have.
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
I don't think.
All right.
You might have brought it up, but I was just gonna say you could have got more money or.
This was when airsoft just started getting popping. Like people just. It might have been when airsoft really just came out. Like people were getting airsoft guns. Like, yo, this shit's realistic looking. We were just having airsoft wars,
right,
at the park every night. Like this was multiple nights, right? We'd go down there and have airsoft wars. The cops would come down, fucking chase us out of there, right? So we started getting their schedule. Like,
yeah, knowing when they would come down.
Right, every hour they come down and kick us out.
Right.
Until like 11 o'clock, then they change their schedule or whatever. You know what I mean? They start coming down every half hour.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. So we're like, okay, you know, we're fighting all this shit. Somebody gets I get on the fucking roof.
Yeah, it was easy. It was an easy roof to get on too. I remember that roof.
To get on the roof of this concession stand, and like shooting other people, running around. I kick the exhaust sticking out of the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they have like exhaust pipes and shit. I kick that shit off the roof by accident and see a hole all the way down. I was like, guys, we can get through this hole.
Hell yeah.
And because we already knew the fucking cop schedule, they kicked us out at 11. Every half hour they come down. Right? So we plan everything like, okay, we go to dude's house, we get his pickaxe, we get his fucking axe, and we lay on the roof till they leave. As soon as they leave, we got somebody up at the top of the apartment buildings like, yo, they're gone, go ahead. So we start hacking, get through the fucking roof, right? He's like, all right, they're coming back. So we stop, we all just chill until he gives us the fucking clear, man. And then we start fucking hacking again.
That's so funny.
Bro, I swear. All right, so $400 in cash.
Right.
We got out. And then the merchandise.
Yeah, all the candy and whatnot in
there. All the candy, all the chips, all the sodas, all the frozen foods. Everything.
I kind of wish that when I was younger, I knew the things I knew now.
Why?
Because doing something like that, there's like also machinery in there that's like sellable. Right. You know what I mean? Like you don't think about that when you're a kid. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna jack the hot dog ruler.
Dino nuggets.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, oh, I'm jacking the hot dog ruler. You know what I mean? Like you don't think about that shit. But 100%, like now, if that shit was to go down, 100%
hot dog roller first thing
for sure. Fuck the rest. I'm taking money and a hot dog ruler and a popcorn machine. I'm about to have this fucking room lit. So if you guys ever see me with a popcorn machine and a hot dog roller in the background, you'll know where it came from.
Yeah, right. I'm getting that shit as soon as I have the big enough house. No, multiple times. Like we got everything. We got out. Cops, you know, we knew the cops were coming down. As soon as they left, we ran to dude's house down the street. And they were like, let's do it again. We went back for more. We legit cleaned that place out.
That's where you fucked up, though. You never should do that. I mean, you luckily got away with it, but that's just risky as fuck.
Yeah, if they would have. But see, the thing is, we went through the roof. A blind spot. It was legit a blind spot from where the cops could see.
Yeah, they wouldn't know until the next time they had like a baseball game or something.
Until the next day. We knew. They knew. Like the next day. Because I slept over at the dude's house, went back home. We saw them. We were like, they're down there. they're looking. Like they noticed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they fucking footprinted everything because our shoes were muddy as shit. They got somebody's shoe print of a fucking Air Force One.
Good luck finding. Good luck in what was that? Probably like 05 at the. It was probably like 05. Like good luck finding
the fucking kicker. Look, because I hope they fucking see this shit, right? All those fuckers that turned their backs on me and decided to fucking fight me at that park, right? That because of the one kid, they blamed it on the one kid's brother. That kid that tried to fight me, they blamed it on his brother. His brother got caught with the Air Force One size shoe print.
That's snitching.
I mean, nobody actually snitched, but they didn't say anything to his brother. Like, hey, that was us. And they were friends with him to this day.
Oh, like he wasn't involved. He just kind of.
He wasn't involved or nothing.
Hell yeah.
They blamed it on dude. They didn't blame it on him or his big like he wasn't there or his big brother wasn't there. But somehow it got tied to them.
That's funny.
And they went to his big brother's house because his big brother was the fucking problem child of the.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, fuck him. Hey, fuck you, dude. Hey, fuck you.
Him. Yeah, you know who you are.
Yep. Fuck you and your little brothers.
Yeah.
No, not the littlest one. The littlest ones was okay.
Yeah, fuck him too.
I mean, yeah, fuck him. I mean, he was the reason why my ass kicked the one time, but
I had a problem with his older brother because of the youngest, because I was smoking weed at the park.
Yeah,
and his little brother was playing basketball. I was like, he's like, yo, you smoking around my brother? It's like, fuck you, dude.
Right. His little brother fucking threw a rock at my sister, and I pushed him, and I said, don't do that shit again. And big brother came and fucking smashed me.
Yeah, mine was just like I was smoking. Like his little brother told him that I was smoking weed by him. Fuck off.
But when I got my ass kicked that time, like the one hitter quitter, my dad went and chased that motherfucker around on my bike.
Hell yeah.
Ready to fuck him up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, fuck all them. Fuck all them dudes.
Because he was damn near a grown ass man fucking knocking me out.
Yeah, he was way older than us.
Yeah.
Not way older than us.
Bro, but I'm so sorry. I gotta piss.
Okay. I'm just gonna say I fucked that dude's bitch though. Period.
Good.
And she asked me to piss on her, but I didn't. So guys, what should we say about Anthony because he's drunk and he's pissing? What should we say? What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about Anthony? Leave it in the comments. Let us know how you feel. How do you feel about me? I won't judge you. You can say I'm a piece of shit. Have you guys been liking the recent episodes with our guests? Do you have any guest recommendations? Let us know. Because we're always open to recommendations. We're always looking for new people. Maybe you're someone super cool that has a cool story. Leave a comment. We'll get in contact with you. If you got a dope story, we'll get in contact with you. And maybe we'll have you on. So just keep that in mind, folks. And make sure you subscribe and like. And, do all the YouTube things. And also, or if you're just listening on Spotify or another streaming platform, make sure you follow us and give us and rate us on Apple Podcasts. Rate us, guys. I don't know how much more I can just go on talking about nothing. I don't know. Probably forever. Not really. Where's Anthony? Here he comes. I can see his shadow.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, man.
But if Alex Jones can go piss, man, I can go piss.
Facts. Except I'm not going to cut any of that out.
That's okay. Did you say something?
I was talking the whole time.
Okay.
And you'll never know because you don't ever watch the episodes and you don't edit them.
I listen to audio. I'll check this shit.
You don't listen to the whole audio though.
No, I don't.
I know you don't.
No.
I rewatched the whole video.
I know. I commend. Good job.
It's not, I watch it in fast forward. It's fine.
Yeah.
I watch it at 2x speed.
Oh my God.
It would take way more time for me to edit it if I didn't watch it in 2x speed.
Right. Yeah.
And feel free, if you guys are watching and you want to watch it, you can click on your YouTube thing and you can watch things at 2x speed. It sounds very similar, just faster. So if you're like, oh man, an hour is too long, I really wish it was a half hour, just put that shit at 2x. You can still understand everything we're saying.
Oh my God. How'd you like that Alex Jones?
That shit was fucking
podcast.
Wild, dude.
Yeah. They're fucking funny.
I really hope he does get into entertainment. He's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, I think around other people he is. I think by himself.
I don't think I don't think he could do, if he was to do like redo a podcast, right?
Yeah.
He would have to have a co-host.
Right. Somebody funny to counter his energy.
Or just bring up things and be like, because he knows so much, dude. I don't know where he stores all his, like, he does know a lot of actual information.
It's crazy listening to that shit because I grew up on all that information.
Yeah, but he can like quote things. You know what I mean? Like he can pull dates out. He can pull fucking times. Like this.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. No, not all the time. But
clearly,
saying, but
clearly when they were talking about Prince whatever and
Dracula.
Mark, yeah. Like he obviously had to dig so deep in his brain for a connection there.
Yeah, and he was also fucking hella drunk.
That too.
Like you catch him sober, he might be able to rattle off him a little more. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think the opposite.
No, I think he was past. I think 1 or 2 drinks in, he's cool.
And he starts talking freely.
I think that's
he gets fucking drunk. He starts talking randomly.
Yeah.
Where it's harder to decipher, and that's where he gets
he gets lost in his thoughts.
Sandy Hook shit, like
right. Yeah, he definitely gets lost. That's an issue. That's a lot of people's problems whenever they because there is a happy medium. Like getting loose, like having a beer or 2 and getting loose. You know what I mean? That's different than I'm gonna crush a 5th of fucking.
Have you ever watched Loose Change?
No.
Wasn't that his fucking documentary?
I don't know. I never got into conspiracies, man. I've listened to them, but I was never like a conspiracy. Like I was never into the conspiracy theory shit. I'm very boring when it comes to shit like that. I don't want to say I'm closed-minded about things, but I'm very much it doesn't affect me.
So my parents split up when I was in 4th grade. From then on, I spent time in Ohio every summer until my dad came and worked for some inventor company. When he came and worked for that inventor company, he moved to Pennsylvania. So that was about an hour and a half away from my mom. So for that time, when he came and picked us up on the weekends, we listened to shit like Loose Chain or Michael Tsarion's fucking theories on. I don't even know how to explain his fucking conspiracies, but that's the shit I grew up on. Was that shit? Like, I didn't even realize I was listening to Alex Jones years ago in my childhood.
Alex, that's the thing. A lot of people, like your average person, knows Alex Jones as of Sandy Hook on, like to now.
Is that the average person?
I think that's when he popped up crazy in media.
See, because we were listening to him way before that shit. Not even that we were listening to him.
Yeah, I never listened.
But like we were on the same track as what he was talking about. I mean, like I can guarantee you, my dad knew about fucking Epstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably knew about the conspiracies and whatnot.
Right. Like it was, for my family, my dad really got into the internet era.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I had a computer. It was a robust, shitty computer, but we were browsing the fucking internet. And like, you know, when people talk about the earliest fucking internet websites, you know, I remember being there for that shit. And not a lot of our era remembers that shit. I was kind of ahead of my time on
I don't remember the internet
all that discovery
per se. We did have a computer when I was very young. We might even have had a Mac. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know for sure if it was a Mac or not. But it was a very old computer. And I do remember when we got internet. I remember my brother getting in trouble because he was watching like porn. Yeah.
But and with every new technology,
porn,
you know,
always.
Yeah, it's porn is always the
first thing you look for.
Yeah. VR comes out, porn.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like my thing with like I'm trying to like pinpoint like an age I was. I don't think my parents weren't split up yet. So that means it was before I was 9. We had a computer. For sure before I was 9. So that's what, 20
with internet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had internet when my parents were still together. Pretty sure. And I remember having like you remember when floppy disks were actually floppy?
Yeah.
Did you have those? Like they were like fucking big and they were actually fucking floppy? Before they were like the 3.5 or whatever.
We used to have my cousin had so my cousin acquired a computer from a church, right?
Okay.
Because poor people were like they were like, oh, we need to give poor people computers as well. Like not everyone can afford fucking. So my cousin ended up having a computer, and it was all just floppy games. I mean, that was all the fucking
that's all
Trail and all that.
All
shit.
I did was play video games on it. I never really did too much. Like, I mean, once like AIM got popular, AOL Instant Messenger got popular. Like I was on.
I remember
I had a computer for years before that. Like,
I remember all our classmates were on that AIM shit, and I'm over here looking fucking random shit. Like I can just type in whatever and find out information.
Right.
Like that was so important to me.
Yeah, see, I didn't care. It didn't interest me.
Everyone wanted the social aspect, and I was more for information.
Yeah, I wanted to play video games
and funny shit. I wanted to see funny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porn was fucking rough.
I wanted to see smoking monkeys and shit. Like,
do you remember?
Or like gore.
Do you remember looking for like pornographic photography? You know what I mean? Like,
when it would
like
load.
Naked chicks. Oh, it sucked, dude. I'd come before it even loaded. It wasn't even finished. I just got tits and like belly button. like I'm done.
I mean, I had books for that shit.
Right. But yeah, that shit was so fucking
I wonder
weird,
how much porn my mom found in my closet. That I remember porn being there, and one day it just being gone. Where'd my porn go?
And of course, you don't say shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like as a little kid going through puberty, you're not gonna be like, "Hey, mom, did you happen to find a couple magazines?"
That's how my mom found my gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was flipping my mattress, looking, just flipping my mattress, and normal keep porn and shit. I had a fucking ski mask and gloves and a gun.
Amen.
But normally she found porn under there and disposed of it.
Yeah.
Maybe especially by 15, I had already been working for Prospect Park.
Right.
Doing groundskeeping.
You probably had so much porn then?
So much porn.
Yeah, that was probably like the porn mother load, dude. People just leave their apartments and just leave that shit.
Because there's fucking collectors out there, man.
Yeah.
Like people that collect every fucking month of every
what's his name's dad was that? He probably still has it.
It was so weird.
Cam's dad had all that. Yeah, he probably still has it all. Why not?
Fucking weirdo.
I'd like to get his dad on though.
No, fuck him.
I think it'd be interesting.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck both of them.
I've just never really heard his story.
I don't give a fuck. No
I don't
one
know.
cares. He's a fucking hey, Uncle Tom.
Yeah, right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Fucking sees this.
I doubt he will. But
I bet you watched Miles's.
I don't have any animosity towards his father. I don't.
That's the only one I have
Animosity.
Animosity towards. Yeah, that's the only, honestly, that's the only one.
Yeah.
On him. I like honestly it everyone else I don't care. It was him. I don't like the way he talked to me.
Yeah. I never had issues with him. He didn't like me.
No. That's bullshit.
When I was young,
he liked you better than me.
When I was young, he didn't like me.
That was the thing, but they liked you better than me because I came from the fucking hood.
Yeah, at first. A lot of parents liked me. At first.
Yeah, bro.
I was always the kid that I made. Parents loved me when I was a kid. Parents were like, "Oh, you're such a good kid." Meanwhile, I was probably the worst out of all of our friends. Like, I probably did the most.
Look, you know what?
Type shit.
Here's something that's really bothered me until this day.
Let's get it out there.
And it's not even against him. It's like, honestly, like I do have a love in my heart for that kid. It was the school he went to really tried putting a wedge between people like us and him. We went to a really racist school.
100%.
And the way they used to be like, oh, you shouldn't hang around this kid. You shouldn't hang around. It's like, well, I hang around this kid and he's been in fucking placement.
Yeah. I was,
you know what I mean? Like this kid's a fucking straight A student and you're telling me not to hang out with him?
Right.
Like that was fucked up. And
100%. I agree with you.
Baldwin just, they were just in some article for having a graduate, go somewhere, blah, blah, blah. She I think she was mixed or something.
Yeah.
But like, I know for a fact that school was racist as fuck.
For sure. There's a lot of racism in that school.
I really can't. I can't deal with that. Like that's such a fucking. It's still like that.
We'll cancel them. Let's start a campaign to cancel Baldwin. Baldwin High School.
Or do better. Fucking do better, man.
They might do better now.
Like
they might be doing better now. I don't know. We don't know.
I don't. But I guarantee you, if you ask, it's it
depends on who the teachers, the superintendent, and all that other shit are. You know
what? Like, hey, here's something. I know somebody who's on the school board.
Do you?
I used to produce for him. So we can talk to him.
Baldwin School Board?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Do you know?
Yeah, when I graduated, he was president.
What was
our class?
What was that teacher's name? He was like an 8th grade teacher.
The racist fucking
teacher?
No,
he was cool. He was like the only cool teacher. 8th grade.
Gosser, he was a photographer.
Yeah, Mr. G. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he knew struggle.
Yeah, I'd like to see him.
Look, when I got held back, I got him a second time. And he was like, look, he's like, you already done all this shit. He was like, we can make a curriculum specified towards you.
Yeah,
that's what
he was a good teacher. If I could get this to him, if he was listening to this, he was probably my favorite teacher I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't fuck with none of them books and shit that like curriculum. He would give me separate books. Like, go ahead, read this book instead.
Right? Yeah, because he was an English teacher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the same shit with me. He was like, "Look, you picked the book you wanted to do a report on."
Right.
He was like, cool, man. I'll help you.
He was cool as fuck, and he was super. Him and Skylar were super close. So like, Skylar was obviously like ahead of me. So like, then I came in, and he's like, "Oh, you're David and Skylar's brother."
Right.
I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, bet." He's like, I get it. I know you guys. You know what I mean?
He was one of my favorite teachers.
Yeah, he was probably my top.
My favorite teacher wrote my letter of recommendation. And when I was getting into a lot of my shit, because I'll tell you right now, all you motherfuckers, I was the first Kaepernick. I was the first motherfucker sitting down for the goddamn Pledge of Allegiance.
The first you know of.
Well, yeah. The first of our fucking school. That's for sure. Right? I was the first one to not stand up and get made an example of.
Yeah.
Like they didn't let me do that. I had no freedom of what is it? The petition. I couldn't do anything like that. I couldn't say, hey, there are medical reasons for marijuana. They kicked me out of class. Like I would wear a shirt and petition and say, hey, these are all the medical things. And it's not that they it suspended me or expelled me. They literally just sent me home.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
I couldn't be in class and petition. And that was the first time I realized that these institutions don't follow the same rules of the Constitution.
Yeah.
A private institution does not follow the rules of the Constitution.
But the thing is, that's technically, it's not a private institution.
It is.
Because it's a public school.
Yeah, you know.
It's a public school. They should follow the rules.
Yeah.
But if no one's there to say anything about it.
They could sit there and petition for wages, you know, and miss fucking 4 weeks of school.
Oh, 100%.
But hey, if I petition for medical marijuana and try to inform anybody else, I'm kicked out. Yeah. They can't learn that shit from you. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so they got to learn everything from you.
Yeah, that's the school system.
Okay.
That's the school system in general. Yeah, that's definitely the school systems. It's also similar to prison. Prison's very similar too.
A prison,
like,
work environments. I mean, that's all private institutions. That's not honestly what it is.
But I'm saying like a state prison is it's a government thing. It's state in Pennsylvania. There's no privatized prisons.
But zero privatized prisons.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm getting. I mean, same thing with like public schools. It's just a very corrupt system where it's like these are the gatekeepers, and there's no way that any of, you know what I mean, the fucking residents.
So what everyone's doing right now, petition and have all these fucking rallies and shit. Look, I'm way ahead of y'all. I've been ahead of y'all. Like
fuck it.
You can listen to the podcast because my opinions matter. They're the future. that's I feel like I've been right about everything. I just haven't been paid attention to.
You don't have a platform.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. And maybe when I have a platform, I'll make a mistake and tides will turn. Yeah.
Here's my stance. I don't claim or try to do anything. Everything I do is just what I do. And that's where I stand.
So when I learned my voice mattered, that's how I went. I'm in it for me.
I never gave a fuck about shit. Yeah, I never gave a fuck about a whole. I've never gave a fuck about general people that I don't even know. Never gave a fuck. It never affected my life. I'm not saying this is the right thing, but I've never gave a fuck. Now, people that are close to me, I give a fuck about. You know what I mean? That's the only time I give a fuck. Basically, is what it comes down to. That's all I have the capacity to do. I don't have the capacity to worry about.
Well, see, here's my thing. I feel like everyone's been on that page except for me, and I mean, coming to the realization that hey, maybe I need to just focus on me.
Yeah,
it's been when I started excelling in life.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to focus on yourself because you can't fix other people if you can't fix yourself. It's very similar to this is my relationship advice. Anyone listening that's like, oh, I don't know why I can't be in a happy relationship. It's like, are you happy by yourself? Because if you're not if you don't know how to make yourself happy, you can't expect someone else to make you happy.
Right. Yeah.
So Cher's been asked, I've been asked before by people who are like, oh, look, you and Cher are great. Like you guys never argue. You don't really, you know what I mean? Like,
and I guarantee you it's not that you don't argue.
We really don't. We have disagreements, but we don't like fucking fight. We don't fight. We have disagreements, and then we talk about it, and it's fine.
And you solve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fight properly.
Yeah.
See, me and Allie, we fight properly.
Right.
We fight with the other person in mind.
Right.
Where like when it comes down to it, it's like, you know, we're here for the same reason.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think communication is the biggest thing missing in most relationships. You can almost pinpoint every relationship that's ever failed, probably a lack of communication.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people always ask me and her, you know, how do you do it? You know, because fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, we've been together for so long. And it's like, yeah, the main thing is learn how to fight with each other. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, if you have the other person in mind, it's not.
Well, and also at the same time, think of the other person over yourself as well sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think empathy is such a big thing, and I think a lot of people miss that shit when it comes to a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of things where people just can't put themselves in other people's shoes.
They can't, and it's a problem. That's the biggest issue. Honestly, I think that's the biggest issue with society in general.
I can put myself in anybody's shoes.
I'm also very good at looking in the mirror as well.
Right.
I'm very good at looking in the mirror. I can I'm very good at. I've learned.
You're fucking conceited as shit. Fuck you. You're ugly as shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's fine. I tell people I'm fucking fat and ugly all the time. It is what it is. I really nothing. That's why I don't.
You want to know the ugliest thing about you?
Go ahead.
It's the tattoo on your chest that I gave you. I hate that. I wish I could do that, redo it, or pay somebody to redo that.
Go ahead.
I will.
Wish you about to get the stick.
That will. I mean, not now. Fuck that. But one day.
Yeah, man, for sure. But yeah, guys. So if you guys want to get advice from us, that's my literal advice to everything. Look in the mirror and be happy with yourself, and other things you'll be happier in life in general. You know what I mean? Like, if you can accept, no matter where you're at, like I've been fucking broke as fuck, living in a fucking 1-bedroom apartment, not knowing how the fuck I'm gonna pay my rent, but I was cool.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. Like, I didn't feel bad for myself. I mean, there's times everyone has their, like, I'm not like Mr. Happy. I definitely go through fucking little moments. But that's where the self-analyzation comes in.
Yeah.
That when you're feeling like shit, you need to like look in the mirror and be like, why do I feel like shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've taught myself over time. Like, I'm way better at it now than I've ever been. And I'll probably get better at it. You know what I mean? But
look, I'm so happy right now, and sometimes I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't do shit but make music all day.
But I think the problem is a lot of people put monetary value on happiness.
Right.
People focus on the dollar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I hate to say, like, my grandma used to always tell me, money's not important. Money's not important. And it's like, it is important. Sadly, it's important.
Money is a conduit.
But that's not what she meant. She didn't mean, like, she was just basically trying to tell me, without knowing how to describe it, is money isn't everything.
Right.
You literally, the oldest saying in the world, money doesn't buy happiness. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You'll run out of, at first you might be happy as fuck because you can do all this crazy
crying
stuff.
in a Ferrari.
Right. But no, you know what I mean? Like you could buy, like, when you first, like, say I fucking just stumbled, like, if I just came up on a couple $1 million right now, it'd be fun as fuck probably for the first year. I'd buy all kinds of cool shit. I'd do all this crazy shit. And then I'd be like, oh, no, I'm still me. Like, at the end of the day, you're still you.
I'm fucking happy as shit. You give me $1 million. Hey, that's going right in. I'm living off the interest.
For sure.
I'm happy as fuck the way shit are. I could be happy as fuck living in Prosper Park again.
100%.
In a goddamn townhouse.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so at the end of the day, you're still you. Like, just because you have money, it doesn't change you. So if you yourself are not happy, nothing's going to make you happy. Right. You're the only person that can control your own happiness.
I think a big thing that makes people unhappy is working for somebody else.
Some people like it, though. People like me and you, it makes us unhappy.
I think people convince themselves. I really do. And you know what? Honestly, I hope Allie's brother watches, because I think he's been slighting us on the low. I think he's unhappy because a long time ago he chose to be that person who works for somebody else.
Yeah, but that's different.
Later in life, he's like, "Oh, no, maybe I don't want to do that," but it's too late.
Right.
You know? I don't believe it's ever too late. But no, I believe he's one of those people who's like, it's too late. But it's like, you already convinced yourself. So
yeah, people give up. People give up for sure. But no, but the thing with working for other people, some people do want to work for other people.
Nobody does. I'm sorry.
I disagree with you.
I don't believe any. I think people don't want responsibility, but they don't want to work for somebody else.
There's a lot of headache with running your own business.
Yeah, people don't want the responsibility, but they don't want to work for somebody else. That's not a thing. Nobody's like, oh, I'd rather work for him and let him deal with it all. It's people that like it comes down to responsibility. They don't want to deal with blah blah blah. Like,
I disagree. I think
you really think people want to work for somebody else?
Yeah.
After seeing, oh, hey, they got a bigger house, they got a nicer car.
Once again, money doesn't matter.
It's not important. I think when you get stuck in that cycle, I think it is good for happiness. I really don't.
Some people like it. So there's not many, but there's people out there that really enjoy their jobs.
And they're alcoholics, or
not always.
Not always.
You're projecting, bro.
But I drank 1 Four Loko.
You're projecting, bro. No, for real. I mean, honestly, I honestly think you're projecting because you're taking it from your standpoint.
Okay, I don't want to work for somebody else. Yeah, no,
I'm the same way. I don't like working for anybody. I wish I didn't work for someone. That's part of my unhappiness. Look, that's the only thing in my life.
Let's try the engagement route. Anybody who likes working for somebody, give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, and leave a comment. Tell me where you work, and I'll leave you a good review on Google.
Hey,
I'll say you help me out.
Just let me know your boss a good review.
No, I'll leave them a good review. Like my boss, if I get good reviews at my work, like if I do something good, he pays me. It gives me a little extra.
A little extra. How much is he making?
He's making it no matter if I get a good review or not.
Yeah.
So he gives me some of that, a little more.
Yeah.
He gives me a little more than I already make.
Yeah. Well, you're not a good example because you're not happy at your job. So.
No, I'm not happy. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I think you're projecting. Because right. I'm just trying to look at it at other people. Because there's people out there that are teachers, for instance, like people that they went to school. That's all they want to do is teach kids. What do you do?
How many teachers? Hold on. How many teachers do you know that are like that? Because most of the teachers I know failed at what they went to school for and decided to become a teacher. That was all my teachers growing up. Was people who failed at becoming an author or failed at becoming a baseball player and decided to become a science teacher.
I understand that. But there are people that legitimately, my cousin, I have a cousin, Paul. He legitimately went to school
to become a teacher.
To teach special needs kids. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to work with special needs kids. That's where he has that in his heart that he wants to help special needs kids. You can't, it's
I feel like that is a different route.
It's working for somebody.
Compared to being an English teacher,
but I'm saying
history teacher,
but he's working for my point.
Science teacher. What? Honestly, science teachers. How many fucking science teachers out there are like, oh, I want to be a fucking science teacher?
I'm sure.
None.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
They want to be fucking chemists. They want to be. What the fuck ever? I don't even goddamn know. Right?
But like, I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down, bro. But what I'm saying is there are people out there that enjoy their job and they like working for somebody else.
Just because they enjoy their job doesn't mean that they initially went for that.
I'm telling you, my cousin as an example. I'm saying my cousin as an example. That's what he wanted to do. He really went to school.
That's,
like he went
but like I said, that's different. If you
it's not different. He's working for
sister, but and you want to help deaf people out, you go and work.
There's nobody in my needs with special needs.
I'm just saying, like,
here's what all I'm saying is is that he's working for somebody else, and he went to school.
Do you remember our special ed teacher? Because we were in the same special ed class.
I was never
at one point.
I was never in special ed.
You were in a fucking special ed.
I was.
Who was Miss Himes? You was in Miss Himes. That's how I fucking know you. You was in Miss Himes' class.
I was never in a special ed.
She was a special ed teacher. She was a special ed teacher. You know who the fuck she is. You had lunches with me. Yeah, we spent fucking lunch with a special ed teacher, bro.
I don't believe, bro. The only time I ever spent lunch with a teacher was if I was in school.
Miss Coke. Miss Coke sent us.
I don't know who Miss Coke is.
Miss Himes. That was your goddamn math teacher in 7th grade. How the fuck don't you know?
Her name was Miss Coke?
Miss Coke. Koch.
I don't know, because I'm...
That was your 7th grade math teacher, bro.
I don't believe it was.
Who was your 7th grade math teacher?
I don't know, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
the name
it was Miss Coke.
Shut the name doesn't ring a bell.
It was Miss Coke, and she sent us to Miss Himes, a special ed teacher. I don't even know where the fuck I was going with that, but you're a goddamn liar.
All I'm saying is there are people in the world that like working
Miss
for other
Himes
people.
Was not a special ed teacher. She was an English teacher, and she was not happy teaching special ed.
Because she didn't want us to teach special ed.
She did not.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's yeah, and most.
But you can't say. But all I'm saying is your
teachers have to go substitute math.
All I'm saying is your
math teachers have to go substitute science.
All I'm saying is you're blanketing. You're putting a blanket statement. There are people that like working for other
educators.
People.
Yeah. No, I am.
On all kinds of jobs. There's all kinds of things. There's people that fucking want to be crane operators, bro.
Through my experience, those who can't teach.
But not even teaching. I'm talking about anything. I just used it because I know somebody personally. That's my cousin that went for teaching. That's the only reason I said that. But I'm just saying, there's people that like to go work for other people. They don't want the responsibility of owning their own business. They like to have paid time off. They like to, you know what I mean?
They don't like it. They don't like it. They are comfortable. They are comfortable.
How are you
until it's not comfortable? Then they're like, "Oh, I don't like doing this. Oh, I hate my life."
But it's
when they're not comfortable. But they are comfortable working for somebody else. That doesn't mean that they like it. Yeah, they're not enjoying it.
How do you know?
It's not fulfilling.
How do you know that? For you, it wouldn't be fulfilling.
Because through my experience, through 12 grades of learning under somebody,
once again,
they have not.
Once again, from your experience.
From 12 different other grades.
Yeah.
So from
your experience.
From 6, there's what? 3, 4 other people per grade? Come on, dude.
Do you know how many people are in the United States?
They don't pay teachers enough.
100% they don't pay teachers enough.
Why nobody there likes it? That's why
I don't think that's true.
That's why I do.
That's okay. I'm just saying, I would bet you didn't pay. First off, you didn't pay attention in science class, obviously.
That was the only class I fucking paid attention to.
Oh, you obviously didn't, because you just made a statement claiming that it's a fact by saying all teachers. So your hypothesis is trash because you essentially assumed that everyone is unhappy with their jobs working for other people. It's not true. And I could easily prove you wrong. It would be easy hypothesis to break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, show me a survey where they go through everything.
How about this? Any teachers watching right now? Are there any teachers watching right now? Would you like to be on the podcast? We'll bring you on and ask you how you feel about your job.
Oh, hey, 100%. Do they pay you well? Do you like all your students?
You're not going to do all that. You're not, bro. Owning a business, you're not going to like all your clients. You can do that with anything, man. This month I didn't make as much money as I would have liked to make.
Do you think you could be in a better position right now if you were to write books and have a good publishing bestseller book out there.
What if they were? I mean, what if they don't like fucking writing? What if they're a math teacher?
They're fucking English. I'm saying, what if they're fucking English? An English teacher. Don't you wish you had a bestseller book out there? Wouldn't you wish you had a bestseller book out there?
I don't know. There might be some. But there's also probably some there's probably some writers.
Don't you wish as an English teacher you wrote better if you wrote a fucking play that went on Broadway? Wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't you wish for that? Oh yeah, I'd wish for that. I'd love that.
Now let me ask you this. That's your question. Now here's my other question. To anyone that's out there that's a playwriter that is trying to fucking get a play on Broadway, are you fucking happy because you're broke and you can't fucking pay your bills? Are you fucking happy?
Are you going to become a teacher? Are you going to become a teacher?
Are you a fucking alcoholic because you're fucking depressed? Are you sad every day because what? Why not? But I'm not saying it's gonna. But what I'm saying is, if they're not a teacher,
I'm saying you went to college for all this and all that to become a fucking famous. What you went to college to become? You spent so much money to become a teacher.
Yeah. Here's my thing.
No, nobody spends that much money.
I understand what you're saying.
To become a fucking teacher.
They do. My cousin. I literally just told you my cousin. He went to Penn State of all places too. Super fucking expensive.
He paid so much money to become an English teacher.
He's happy, bro. He's happy. But look, here's what I'm saying.
I bet not.
So, here's the thing. Okay. So you go to school for playwriting, right? You can't get a play off the fucking ground to save your life.
So you become a teacher.
No. Before you become a teacher, you're not happy. You're depressed. You've been doing this for 10 years. No progress. You're depressed. Not happy with your job. And you're working for yourself. You're not happy with your job. So why not go work as a fucking teacher and not be happy anyway?
So you change your route and become a teacher for the rest of your life. You got tenure. Yeah, they can't fire you.
Why not?
But
why not?
What are you doing? You're spending the rest of your life teaching other kids.
Okay, or spend the rest of your life doing nothing.
I don't.
To being unsuccessful.
I feel like doing something for yourself is more fulfilling, and in anybody's eyes,
if you succeed,
that's going to be more fulfilling.
When you succeed, it's more
just
fulfilling.
Even the most little success, because honestly, even with this podcast, success, the littlest dollar amount,
oh, for sure, we're happy about
is motivation.
But we like doing this
because we did it. No, well, exactly. You love writing books,
correct? But
right?
Will I be honest with you?
The first $1 you make on your book, you're like, fuck that. Fuck them kids.
Will you be 100% honest right now? 5 years from now, if we're still where we're at right now with this podcast, are you going to be happy with it? Or are you still going to want to do it?
No.
Probably not.
No. But I'm still going to be on YouTube.
But here's what I'm saying.
I'll still be on YouTube.
Okay. Well,
I'll still be working for myself.
They're still writing. They're still writing. A writer. Just because they didn't publish a book, they're still writing. Why not?
Look, the most hard-ass teacher I ever had who was so into English, he ain't shit. He worked at a fucking college. He thought he was the greatest fucking writer, poet, whatever. He still ain't shit.
Sure. And honestly, a lot of the time...
And he's not happy because a fucking 14-year-old got under his skin.
I don't think it was the 14-year-old the reason he wasn't happy, but...
for me to be able to get
I would argue that he was unhappy before, and that was like it's kind of like for example, like my son, my son gets me upset.
He portrayed like he was happy.
A lot of people do that.
A lot of people do that. A lot of fucking teachers do that.
My dad's a business owner. I bet he's not actually happy.
I don't think he's happy either.
Yeah,
because I don't think he has a big enough business.
For multiple years.
Yeah,
he likes his job. He likes his business.
I don't think he likes his job as much as he could.
My dad could quit if he wanted to. He could stop if he wanted to.
I hope.
He won't. He'll die doing that job.
I throw people his way all the fucking time. I just threw him another fucking customer the other day.
That's fine. He's down.
Yeah.
He's always down. But honestly, like, I don't think he's truly happy.
No. I don't think so either.
But
and I honestly don't think that's exactly what he's doing.
That's exactly what he wanted to do in life.
I think he wanted to do it for himself and not pick up somebody else's business. Pick up the slack on somebody else's business.
Nah. No, because the business was actually more successful before he took it over. He picked up a very successful business. He just couldn't keep up with it. Because my dad's not very business minded. He didn't go into it with the idea of opening a business. He wanted to work for somebody for the rest of his life. And then his boss died and he bought the business.
Do you think if you were to ask him right now, are you in a better position than if you were to go work for somebody else? Do you think
he would make way more money if he worked for somebody else? That's part of the reason why my parents got divorced.
Yeah.
That was the
So you don't think he's happy with his decision? You don't think he's happy with that decision?
I mean,
see, here's the thing. I talked to my parents about that shit.
I personally don't think he is, but my dad also wouldn't say if he wasn't. My dad would say he's happy, no matter what.
Because
you could kick him in the nuts and he'd be like, "I'm fine." That's my dad. You know what I mean? Like that's my dad.
Sorry.
It's what it is. I mean, I've lived with him. I've known him since I was born. So fucking 30 years. That's just my dad. You know what I mean? Pick your.
You know, that's a good point, because ever since I've known, my dad has strived to be somebody bigger than he is.
For sure.
Like, yeah, all right. I do see him like me with music. I can't accept anything other.
Right. It's because it's what you
know
love.
What I mean? Right. And I guess my perspective is, all right, if you love English, then why don't you pursue the dream that got you into English? Or if you love history, why don't you the dream that got you into history?
Because maybe their real dream was to pass their knowledge on.
I don't believe that. I think that is doable don't know that. Without being a teacher. Yeah, I mean, that's,
it is possible
you're right. No, you're right. But
like we just talked about.
I feel like that's a societal thing. Like, okay, our society teaches us to be work. You've always been taught to be a fucking worker bee. So of course you're going to be happy being a worker bee.
For sure.
But for the, for that small part of you that is like, oh, I don't want to work under somebody else. Maybe it's just the smallest part of you. That's the only real part of you. When it comes to being just so conditioned to working for somebody else. Like, because when we're getting into school has only ever teaches you how to be a worker bee. Only.
Sure. But do you also want to get into the other crazy? You want to fucking Twilight Zone this thing? Who taught you all of this? Who taught you to think like this?
Ghetto ass people who had no direction. My grandmother, my dad.
Correct. So somebody could argue that you were programmed to think that other people were programmed. You know what I mean? Like, you get Twilight Zone.
Wait, but how were they programmed when no other influence other than the household?
Here's what I'm saying.
I didn't have TV. My grandmother barely had an education.
Right. You learned from them, as other people learn from their parents, and then their school, whatever. Right? You had a different learning process. You know what I mean? So
I have a different learning process than anybody in my family. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you had a different learning experience. Let's not say process. Experience. You learned from everyone has a different learning experience. Everyone's parents are different. Everyone's households, how they grow up, the neighborhood they grew up in, whatever. Everyone is taught something different.
Except for school. Except for a government.
Correct. Funded. But what I'm saying is who's to say that maybe your parents are brainwashing you? Maybe it's not the government. You don't know.
How would my parents be brainwashing me if they're the first generation?
Well, let's go like this, right? There's parents out there that are like, son, I want you to go to school. I never went to get a No. I never went to school, and I wish I went to school. So I want you to go to school, and they pressure their kids to go to school. Okay? It's your parents. What the ultimate goal of a parent, I will say this as a parent,
is
I want my kids to do better.
To do better.
Right.
Yeah. That's not that's not just your idea, though. Just so you know, that's not just your idea. That's my idea too.
I'm just saying, everyone's idea. That's most parents. I'm speaking personally. I want my kids to succeed where I failed.
Right.
Okay. So your dad, we'll use your dad as an example. He went to school, public school. He said he kind of went. Now he works for companies. He works for somebody, right? He doesn't like that. Right? He wants you to succeed where he failed. That's why he's very supportive of you doing your own thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now there's on the other side of things where there's parents that are like, I'm a business owner. You don't want this fucking headache, dude.
So go work for somebody else. Said nobody.
Said 100% people say that. Nah. Talk to Rico. Ask Rico. He doesn't want his kids to open a pizza shop.
No. He wants to give his kids fucking buku bucks of money from his business.
Yeah,
from
but he
the thing that he did.
But he wants them to do what they want.
Right. Go his work money that he hands down.
For sure.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is,
so those kids want to be teachers.
Yeah. And he was going to support them 100%.
Maybe until they don't make enough money that they're used to.
But that's irrelevant. We already discussed that money's not what makes people happy.
No. But when it comes to somebody who's had buku bucks of money, buku amounts of money,
I mean, there's
taking that shit away.
I mean, there's small examples.
I'd like to see the percentage of that.
I'm sure.
Honestly, because it's a very small percentage of people.
Honestly, they have the type of pool they probably work at private schools and make good. Teachers at private schools make good money. Public schools.
I mean, again,
public schools are realistically. Public schools don't pay well. Private schools, they pay well. Like, go to LA.
Also with private schools, there comes the politics and the ways of thinking.
Yeah, they're taught better too.
I don't know if they're taught better, but they're taught a certain way.
They're taught differently.
Yeah,
their curriculum is different.
They
have a different curriculum.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's why people send their kids to private school. They don't send their kids to private school. They don't spend $50,000 a year to send their kid to a fucking private school.
Because
they learn the same thing that they were going to learn in a public school. You know, it's, you know what I mean. But it's really.
That don't mean the teachers are happy.
They could be.
They could be until they're not.
Well, that's everyone.
See, here's the thing. Like, you could pull this. You could pull the rug out from under me right now, and I'd still find a way to be happy.
But there would be a point in time. I mean, I'm sure they could bounce back and find a way to be happy too.
Yeah, it's going to.
You don't know. Everyone's different.
Yeah, until they're their own fucking boss.
But everyone's. But here's what I'm getting at: or they just go get another job somewhere else. But it's everyone's different, man. That's all I'm getting at, man. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own.
Yeah, no. I totally agree. Everyone is different, but
everyone has their own idea.
Nobody wants to work for somebody else, and that's really what I believe. I believe nobody wants to work for somebody else unless it's convenient for them. And even then, they're complaining every fucking day, every single day about it. They come home and they talk to their friends about it. They're like, hey, I hate my life, blah, 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 blah. But I don't want you to fucking butt in or tell me something I could do better because I'm happy the way I am. And that's legit. That's how things are.
I 100%,
bro. You can't fight me on this. People are unhappy.
Not all people.
Right now, a lot of people are unhappy.
I will agree. There are a lot of unhappy people.
There is nobody happy working for somebody else and seeing somebody else reap the benefits and them getting paid crumbs. Nobody. That's nobody. That's nobody. Like, you can't convince me that somebody's happy just being a worker bee while seeing this person make millions of dollars and they make nothing. And they're the ones working.
Depends
while
on
this other person just says, hey, you go do this, you go do.
It depends on your definition of happiness, man. Everyone has a different definition of happiness. Everyone has a different definition of success.
What you're thinking is comfortability. But people are comfortable.
But that's happiness to some people.
No, that they're convincing themselves that that's happy.
But what's happiness?
And all it takes is one little thing to knock them off the edge there. Bro, look, I'm experiencing this every fucking day, man.
There's people that are happy that live in a van.
No, yeah. No, I agree, but they're not working for somebody else.
It could be.
They're freelancing. Who the fuck works
Where do you think
in a van?
Where do you think they're
in Guatemala? Look, I got friends that do that shit.
But where do you think, if they're freelancing, if you're doing freelance work, where do you think that comes from? I mean, realistically,
they pick their own jobs, they pick their own schedule.
If you really want to break it down, we work for Google. By making a podcast on YouTube, we're working for Google.
No.
I would argue
really.
We are.
A small percentage goes to Google because they own the platform.
No. A small percentage goes to us.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A small percentage.
Most percentage goes to us. We're just not doing that good, bro.
No. I'm about to show you.
We're just not doing that good.
I'm going to pull a little inside view for everyone. Well, you're not going to see it, but I'll read it off.
I got to piss again, man.
All right, give me 1 second. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to end on this.
We're wrapping up. I got to wait to piss.
Yeah, wait. All right. So
that makes me last episode even more.
I know. Our last episode
did 46 cents.
Our estimated less than that. Our estimated revenue was 39 cents. Okay.
Close.
Our RPM, right? Revenue per mile, which is such a stupid term. But anyway.
Per milli.
Yeah, milli. Yeah, you're right.
That's per thousand.
Right. So Google gets paid $3.56
per ad view.
Well, it's actually, I guess CPM would be theirs, right? Hold on. Yeah, CPM's theirs. I think RPM would be ours.
Cost per 1,000 views.
Yeah, cost. Yeah, so this is what ad people are paying right now. For our last video, they were paid $6.74 for 1,000 views. We didn't get 1,000 views. We got 1/10 of that, we'll call it. So divide that by 10, that's 67 cents, right? We'll call it 67 cents. We made 39 cents. So who's paying who? They're paying us. 100%. We work for Google. They don't get the small percentage. We get the small percentage.
I have a feeling your math's a little weird, but that doesn't include
100
any of the other
views.
Opportunities that we get.
I understand that. I understand that. What I'm getting at though is technically we work for Google. They pay us.
We don't. That's
100%. We do work. They pay us.
If that was the case, then taxes should be done different.
We're private contractors. That's how taxes are done. We're private contractors. We get a 1099.
We're private contractors from Google.
Yeah, we get a 1099.
That's a fact. We get a 1099 from Google.
Yes. I do my taxes just like I got a 1099 from what's it called? From Facebook. That's how everyone operates, bro.
All right.
We work for them.
So we suck at our job. That's what you're saying.
We work for them, but we have the luxury of doing what we want for them. That's the only difference. We pick what we want to do for Google.
All right. So what are you getting at? That we're not working for ourselves?
This is not working for us.
So we're more or less freelance.
Yeah, and that's what we said about living in a van. You said they're running their own business because they're freelancers.
So we can go and do whatever the fuck we don't have to work. So are we also working for Spotify, and we're also working for Caster, and we're also working
technically?
Those seem like just ways to make money, but
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you own,
I don't think that means we're working for anybody. That's
it kind of does, because they can choose to take us off if they wanted to.
Yeah, but we have all the other platforms.
Yeah, but when we get canceled tomorrow, they can take all our stuff off, and we make no money.
HIPAA can cancel.
We get fired.
Any coaching thing out there. Does that mean you're working for HIPAA?
Well, that's a government agency. I mean, technically, we all work.
All right, so you're just saying we work for.
Technically.
That's all you're saying.
Yeah, technically. Like
Google.
If you follow the crumbs long enough.
Technically, I work for ASCAP because ASCAP pays me. Well,
technically, you work for whoever's buying your beats.
For because buying my beats or listening to my, so technically, I work for Spotify because people listen to mine.
Yeah, but I would argue. But I would argue that if whoever buys your beats, you technically work for them. Because if they
they contract me, the way I license beats, I work for myself.
No. You make what you want to make. If they like it, they'll buy it. It's the same thing. Still working for somebody.
So who does Walmart work for? So does Walmart work for Johnson & Johnson?
They work for the government.
Because they sell Johnson & Johnson products, and they could only make Johnson & Johnson money if they sell Johnson &
Johnson works for Walmart. That's how it would go.
But they sell the products.
Johnson & Johnson makes the products to sell in Walmart. Would be the Google. Walmart would be the Google.
What we're doing is just selling our product, our visuals, to Google.
Essentially, yeah.
So we don't work for Google.
Who in return sells it to advertisers.
So we don't work for Google. We're Johnson & Johnson. We put our product in their platform.
But they choose what they want to pay us. Google chooses. Where I'm sure Walmart has some negotiating that they can work out, but yeah, essentially.
I feel like that just went on a weird fucking trail, and I got a piss, dude. So fucking bad.
Well, thank you guys for watching.
Do